everyone, Ali here. I'm going to make a quick birthday card today for a friend of mine whose birthday is coming up, and I recently purchased this DCWV paper pack from Spotlight not very long ago, and I got it for $15 and it was half price. So it's a really lovely paper pack. So I've already picked out my paper that I'm going to be using today, which is going to be this one here for the front. Now all the paper design is on the back here. I will also be putting a list of supplies that I do use over on my website, and that link will be down the bottom here, so be sure to check that out. So just going to do just a really nice quick card actually. I've picked out some plain cardstock that I'm going to use as backing. So I've got some peachy coloured cardstock, just a little bit lighter. I don't have this specific colour, but I think that will be okay. And I've got this colour here, which is a very close match to this green in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mount this colour behind this cardstock, and then this will be the colour of the card. Now I am going to be using some Kaisercraft cards and envelopes. I do have these on standby. So these come in like a pack of 10. They're a 240 GSM and they're 14 by 14 centimeters square. So these are really, really good to use. I go through these like water basically. So I'm just going to pick out a card, and this is really nice cardstock as well, so it's already scored. So all really I have to do is just decorate the front. So this is really good when I'm a little bit time poor. So first of all, what I'll do is I'm going to cut this card out, because this will actually be mounted onto as the bottom layer. And I'm going to cut this at 13.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to go to my guillotine actually and cut this. So I'll be back in just one tick. So I've cut this out, so there's going to be just a light border around the edge like so. Now with this one, I am going to cut this let's have a look, and I just guesstimated here. So I'm going to cut this probably 5 centimeters, say 5.5 centimeters by 13. So 5.5 by 13, and this one will be 5 centimeters by 12.5. So I'll just cut all that out and I'll be right back. So I've cut all my pieces out. So I will mount this just on there like so, and then I'll mount this onto here. So this is a fairly quick and easy card to do. Now I also am going to add some butterflies to this card just to pretty it up just a bit as well. Now I've just got some thicker double-sided tape. Now I did buy a big pack from our local Spotlight some time ago. So I think it's like about $11, and I got about 10 rolls, I think it was, and they were all different thicknesses. So I really like those because it does have a bit of a choice in there. So, and once again, when I do mount coloured cardstock onto a card, I just peel up the diagonal corners, and I use these two corners here to position my mounting card. And then that way I'll be sure that it's actually going to be put on here nice, and let me start again, nice and straight, just like that, and it pretty well much works every time. Okay, so that's mounted on. I'm just going to mount this on. And this is what's just on my desk at the moment, so once again, I'm just going to lift up 2 corners just so I can actually mount it correctly. So they're my diagonals there. And then I can just stick them down, pull tape out. So I'm going to have that to one side. Now I'm just making sure that I don't have any of this colour here peeking through. Okay, now I do have some butterfly die cuts that I'm going to be using, but I've also got these banner dies that I think I'm going to be using along here as well, so I can put my sentiment on here. Now I think what I'll do is I won't need it that big, so I'm just going to cut it down just ever so slightly. Now with this, I think what I will do, I'm going to go back to my cardstock. I think I'm just going to do this in just white cardstock, just on the top in white, and then I might put some Nuvo pearl drops on there as well. So now I am going to stamp the sentiment onto the cardstock, and then I will cut the banner out of the cardstock. This way I'll be able to determine what size banner I'm going to use. So I'm just going to use my Tonic Tim Holtz stamping platform, and I absolutely love this thing. It just saves quite a bit of heartache. So, and you can position this wherever you want, but when you do position it, you use the magnets to keep it in place. Now I will stamp this sentiment with some VersaFine black onyx ink here, because I will be using my superfine embossing powder by Ranger to emboss it with. Now as you can see, the stamping didn't stamp very well, so this is where I can go in one or twice, or as many times as you want to get it right. So I'm just going to use my superfine embossing powder here. I use this quite often, the superfine embossing powder. It's clear and it sets really well, so that's the one by Ranger. Now that's all embossed and stamped, I can determine which banner size that I need, and I'm going to use this one, and I've just got some low tack tape here. I just hold that in place with this low tack tape, and I'll just run that through my Kaisercraft die cutting machine. So I'll just use adhesive just to tape this down. With the banner, I'm going to use some double-sided foam tape for that, so but I won't glue that down just yet. I will just use my guillotine and just make sure that my banner is nice and square. So in other words, a 90-degree angle. This will actually help me to place this straight on the card and not a little bit lopsided. So I've got this foam tape here, and this is super sticky. This stuff I got from AliExpress and it will not move. So just going to pop the foam tape behind and pop that up. So it's looking pretty good. So I've got some Nuvo drops here, and I'm going to use Auburn Pearl, and I'm just going to put 3 small dots on the left hand side here. Now while the Nuvo drops are drying, I'm just going to work on my butterflies here. Now I'm going to cut out the butterflies out of the same patterned paper, and this will be the backing of the butterflies. And then I'm going to use this olive green colour that I used to matte the coloured cardstock down, and this will be the top layer of my butterflies. So I'm just going to put a small amount of PVA glue right in the middle of the butterflies and just glue the top layer to the bottom layer. So so it'll be nice and layered, and I think this will actually tie the card all together. Just doing some placement of my butterflies just so I am happy where I'm going to put them. Just going to be putting a small amount of PVA glue down and just gluing that to the card. Now wait for it, Crafter's Nightmare coming up. So I've smudged my Nuvo drop here. So I'm just going to finish off the butterfly, and then what I'm going to do, I've got a sand eraser and I'm just going to just erase off the dots. Now you wouldn't believe it, I put the wrong colour down as well. So I thought, right, I will randomly use Copper Penny and Auburn Pearl just to put all over my banner. Couldn't believe what I had done. But anyway, no mistakes in crafting because you can always fix them up, thankfully. So I'm just randomly putting in both colours all over my banner die here. I'm also going to use some Auburn Pearl just on the butterflies and Tanner, just right on the end, just to enhance those a little bit more. I also have some Derivan 3D Kindy Glitz in Gem Clear, and I'm just going to run a line of this down the butterfly's body there. I'm just going to do the inside of the card, and I've got a stamp set of sentiments here. So it's a birthday card, and I'm just going to put a birthday sentiment inside. I'm going to be using the VersaFine in black onyx, and once again the Rangers Superfine embossing powder. Now I do have a Fisker's corner punch here with various different styles of corner punch, so I've just picked one and I'm just going to punch that out. I will only stick this in the card on one side, so once this is dry and completely dry, will I stick that in. That's my card finish for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me your thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And until next time, happy crafting. See ya!